Blessed morning, everybody. I'm on my way to work, y'all. Eyes on the road. But I just wanted to hop in real quick before I pull into this parking lot and get on here and share what God, the Spirit, has blessed me with this morning. This message is in regards to and how it has blessed me. Dang, I almost missed my turn. Hold on, y'all. So, I did miss my turn. So the message for the day that the Spirit has given me is that, one second. The reason why I could not find satisfaction and the reason why I was not content with any of the things that I tried in this world, in this life, whether it was working out, whether it was a diet, whether it was a man, whether it was a woman, whether it was a relationship, whether it was friends, whether it was a job, whether it was a career, whether it was my degrees, whether it was my athletic status, my physical status, my weight. The reason why I was not able to find satisfaction or contentment in none of those things is because that yearning, I never allowed myself to sit with the loneliness long enough to realize that yearning in my spirit wasn't for those things. That yearning in my spirit wasn't a cry out for none of those things. Hence why none of those things ever satisfied me, never allowed me to reach a point of satisfaction. And the only thing, God, I choose to believe what the Spirit is revealing to me is the reason why we yearn for things, or the reason why we feel so compelled to not want to be alone, is because we think those things can ultimately fill us. Like, I believe that God put in us a need for something. Like, even if we sit with ourselves, we may start to feel lonely if we have not learned to drink from the fountain of God. If we haven't learned to quench that thirst, that need, that unction for something, that yearn for something with Christ. If we haven't learned to drink from that fountain, to actually be satisfied with that, with that, what God pours out of us, then we'll never be satisfied. Like, we'll continuously be on the chase. We'll continuously be in this cycle of hunting for something that will never fulfill us, that will never satisfy us. And I know for me, and for a lot of people, I was trying to satisfy it superficially with my flesh, with alcohol, with drugs, with pills, with sex, with relationships, with things. And none of those things would last. Like, none of those things was the lasting quench of my thirst. So now that I'm sitting with myself, God has me in solitude. He has me in a season of waiting, in a season of what I like to call darkness, because it almost feels like, I'm being hidden. And most times he's hiding me in a dark space where he's allowing me to heal, and where he's allowing to just make me, to show me who I am and to show me who he is. And a lot of times he needs to do that in a dark space. But the more I'm learning to endure, like, I was anxious to get out of this hallway, y'all. I was anxious to get out of the dark place. I was anxious to get out of here, because the wilderness, because it don't feel good. Like, that constant yearning was amplified because I laid down all of my vices. I laid down the things that I temporarily put into place that I thought was satisfying that need, satisfying that yearning in me. And the more that I'm allowing myself to endure it and to actually become grateful for it and sit and be present in this season and to actually rejoice in this season, the more I'm starting to understand and have an understanding and revelation for this, that God places in all of us a need for something, and that need is for him. And it makes me, I keep reflecting on when is it Peter or Paul is talking about the thorn in the flesh, the thorn in the flesh, the thorn in the flesh. And it feels very like gut-wrenching. Like, oh God, what is this? Why do I feel the need to chase, to pursue after these things? And it feels real fleshy, like cut in the side kind of thing, where it's like, God, what is this? Can you remove it? And he's simply like, my grace is sufficient enough for you. And I keep repeating that to myself, my grace is sufficient enough for you. And what that's showing me is that he is the only thing that can satisfy me, that can satisfy us in that way, in a deeper way than we could ever do for ourselves or for each other, or in a superficial manner that is covered up by the things, the temporary things in this world. And it's almost in a sense of like, God gave us that on purpose. Like, as I reflect more on it, I feel like he gave us that thorn in the flesh on purpose to pursue after him, because he knows in the flesh, you know, we're not going to want to do things in the spirit because of how hard and how painful and how challenging it can be. We're not going to want to do it. But it's almost in a sense as if he put that thorn in the flesh in us on purpose, y'all. And it's that indicator, it's that signal, it's that thing that draws us closer to him, that will draw us closer to him if we choose to satisfy it with him. So the word for the day, y'all, is to choose to satisfy the need for whatever it may be for him. For example, for me, in this season of solitude, I am battling with ultimate feelings of like loneliness. Like, why do I feel, I don't feel alone, but why do I feel like an anxious spirit to just like get up and go do something? And it's like, chill. Why are you so impulsive? And it's having me, one, aware that I'm just impulsive to satisfying something. Like, I never sat long enough with this feeling because it feels so uncomfortable. But y'all, when I tell you it's so worth it, sit with the solitude, sit with the uncomfortability, sit with that feeling long enough and bring it to him. Sit with it long enough and bring it to him and ask him, why do I feel the need? What is this that I'm feeling? Why do I feel the need to satisfy it with this or satisfy it with that, satisfy it with this? And he will start to show you. He will start to show you. And that's what he's doing, y'all. So I just wanted to hop on here and share that with somebody. I hope y'all having a good and blessed day. I hope you are living this day on purpose with the intent that, you know, God is going to bless you, with the expectation that you are his. He is good and he causes everything to work for your good. All right. I love y'all. I hope that message was able to bless somebody, pierce somebody's heart. and ultimately be able to change somebody's life. All right. I hope y'all having a good and blessed day. I'll talk to y'all later.